Konnichiwa, and hello from Sydney. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you, Megumi and Kelly. I've got some questions here. And anyway, here we go. What inspired you to start making music? Well, it was ever since I was a little girl, really. I loved music. My mother claims that I sang Happy Birthday to myself at my first birthday. Now, so I guess I loved singing from an early age, and my father played piano, so I grew up with a lot of piano playing in the house. And then my parents had record shops as a teenager, so I grew up around a lot of music, and I was quite into music at school. I was actually, the school that I went to had a special class of, well, we used to call it Conolly music, and I loved it. And so, look, I just thought, I want to be a muso. I want to be in a band. And so as soon as I could kind of get onto that, I did. And so about age 16, I joined my first band, and yeah, I've been collaborating with people ever since. What are your inspirations when you make a new piece? Well, my inspiration comes mainly from my emotional state and things that have affected me in my life. I use that as a sort of way of expressing my feelings to myself. And so sometimes, I write a lot of things that really don't see the light of day because they're kind of like my own personal outpouring of emotions that maybe isn't for anybody else's ears, but I can say it's probably my emotional state. And then, sometimes it's just really because I'm mucking around on the keyboard and finding sounds that I like or chord progressions that I like, and that inspires me. You ask, please tell us a bit about Scythe. Well, Scythe is a duo. I'm in a duo with my partner Brian Conolly, and actually Brian was the guitarist in the first band that I was in, the one that I left home at 16 to join, but anyway, he left soon after that. That's another story. But we are together and we create lots of things, from music to video to fragrances, and Scythe is our project where we try not to have any rules about what we can create, and it's a wonderful freedom, and there are lots of ideas yet to be born. Do you collaborate with others? We love your song Euphoria Firefly with Delirium. Yeah, well, that was very fortunate to be a part of that project, because Delirium were part of the label that I was involved with when I was in a band, Single Gun Theory, and Delirium were on that label network, and they're in Canada, I was in Sydney, this is the 90s. I got asked would I like to collaborate on a track, and they sent some material, and I recorded some vocals, and I'm very lucky that I made the cut, and that was a very wonderful time to be making music. And that was before the internet too, so we just kind of sent tapes back and forwards to each other, and yeah, the rest is history. any particular musicians you wish to collaborate with in the future? Look, you know, there's so many musicians I love, and you know, many that I would be thrilled to collaborate with. People that I just love as musicians are like Tom York, Jonas Policewoman, Goldfrapp, Air. You know, there's so many. It would be really Nick Cave. You know, a lot of musicians that I would love to collaborate with, and you know, some beautiful arrangers, string arrangers, classical musicians, electronic musicians, people that make great beats are a whole, you know, area of respect. And I am collaborating right now with the Proportionists, who is a band which is Brian Conolly and Dave Kirby, and I'm loving what I'm creating with the Proportionists right now. So, you know, I just like to keep moving and working with the people that are helping to bring out the best in me. How do I feel about online streaming and the impact of the music business? You know, I think things have changed. The whole world's a very different place. And look, I stream music because I love that I can discover so many great tracks and musicians. But I will say that I do feel in that process I no longer listen to albums the way I once did, and you know, I'm finding it difficult to remember the musicians that I am listening to, because perhaps the old way of going to a record store and you know, parting with hard-earned dollars and buying an album kind of meant that you remembered the artists that you were listening to more. But look, you know, it's just a different world, and I think you have to move with the times now. I think it's possibly you need to play live if you want to make a big impact as a musician these days, because it is hard to be remembered through streaming services, but that's just from my own point of view. Where can you purchase my work? Well, you know, I think I'm on Spotify and Apple. I'm not on Bandcamp. Not for any particular reason, just because I'm lazy and I haven't put my music there. But I have a website, JacquiHunt.net, and also Scythe, which is CIVE.com. You can find most of what I do there. And you ask me, what's next? Well, you know, next I would just like to release more music, and I would like to get out there and play live myself. You know, that's something that I haven't done a lot of, and I am working with the Proportionists. And look, the Proportionists are Brian Conolly and Dave Kirby, who you will see in the Wires clip that I recorded for Cheshmeh TV. And you know, that's my plan, is just to keep making music, releasing music, and being able to sing and hopefully get out there and do some gigs would be a dream come true for me. So, you know, I'm working towards my dreams, and I think, you know, if you can do that, you're a lucky person. So yeah, that's my plan. And messages that I would like to you say, any message for your fans in Japan? Well, look, I would just say, if I have fans in Japan, I love you and thank you so much, and peace and love and freedom to all of you. And I hope that your country opens up soon, because I would love to come and play for you. And that's what I'd like to say. And thanks for all your support, because you keep me going too. So thank you.
Hi. We're going to do a track for you called Wires, which is a new track and an unreleased track, and a track that we have only just begun to play. And look, we're playing it for you tonight on Cheshmeh TV.
Surgeon's hand. It takes the strength of an Iron Man. It takes truth and dedication to fully comprehend. Life is beautiful despite the complications of our times. But we can't forget momentarily when you dance with me, when you dance with me. You can't get it on a silver platter, but we can take a moment together and dance us out. There's still places to dream. Could take the patience of a saint to heal from heartbreak, but they say you haven't loved till you've lost. So now you know what it is that you have or haven't got. Life is beautiful despite the complications of our times. But we can't forget momentarily when you dance with me, when you dance with me, when you dance with me, when you dance with me. Oh, yeah. And we're dancing high-wise above heaven. And we're dancing high-wise above heaven. Life is beautiful despite the complications of our times. But we can't forget momentarily when you dance with me, 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 when you dance with me. Oh, yeah. We're dancing high-wise above heaven. And we're dancing high-wise above heaven. Life is beautiful despite the complications of our times. But we can't forget momentarily when you dance.
Thanks. Konnichiwa. And hello, Cheshmeh Cafe viewers. This is a special recording for you from Cusp Studio. This is our track called Wildflowers.
I visualize a ground
Okay. Let's do another one.